Welcome everyone. I have the great Seth Sama Aka sephirothsword57 here on the show. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, thanks for coming on. I
Well,
appreciate you taking your time to be here. Uh, how's it going?
I am doing good. So I assume this is a form of interview.
Yeah. So I'm just we're gonna talk like if you got an hour. Yeah, we're just gonna talk for
Yes,
like an hour. You know.
sounds good.
All right. Holy crap! I can't believe I'm talking to you right now. uh, I've
Really?
yeah I've seen you like 8 years ago, like since you first started. I've seen your videos.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
so the Chrono Trigger and Dark Souls videos
yes.
and
And the
oh wow.
ever since you have brought up like hating Nintendo and everything, like yeah, you're one of my favorite YouTube channels for sure. Uh,
Oh
and I just can't believe it. I can't believe you're here. So thank you
what
for
I
showing up.
well arigato for supporting my channel for so long and supporting me.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Uh, so I didn't really quite prepare for this interview. Uh, this is
Hmm.
short notice, but so yeah. So where are you from, Seth Salma, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I am from Sweden.
Sweden.
That is
Okay.
currently where I live.
Okay. And then through knowing you through Twitter and YouTube videos, you have this uh plan to move to Japan at some point.
Yes, that is my goal. I don't have a well, I don't really know when I will be moving, but it will be happening sooner than later.
Okay. Yeah. So you have a goal set for yourself to move there, basically.
Yes, I want to move to Japan because I, I went there a couple of years ago. As you probably know, I made a video about it, and in 2016.
Okay.
And it was an incredible experience, and it really opened. I knew from that moment that this is where I belong
Yeah.
when I went there. So I knew that I will be moving there. Maybe I will go on a trip there again before I move there. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of Japan and the experience being there?
Well, the people, first of all, the culture, and just well, everything it had to offer when it came to media and stuff like that. Akihabara was amazing. It was there's a lot of things there that was great. The food, of course.
Of course, of course.
Uh, yes, and while it's really hard to pick out one thing, but I had a lot of fun in the evenings. Because on the evenings I went out and did some bar hopping. I went to different bars and interacted with the locals,
Hell
and
yeah.
that was great. They were very kind, very welcoming, and they were very interested in the things I had to say, and they were also very they were also very open, and because a lot of Japanese people are a bit wary when it comes to Westerners,
Yes.
mostly because of how media and so shows how Westerners are, that we're usually shown as being very loud, and especially from when it's shown from America that people carry guns and stuff. So
Yeah.
they are a little bit wary at they don't they in case and people start trouble. So they were very uh, they were very surprised by how Japanese they thought I was. But I think that's just part of me uh, having consumed a lot of their media and being part, just reading about their culture, and also Swedish culture is a bit. We have some similarities with Japanese culture when it comes to just being respectful and stuff like that. So I think I fit in really well there.
Okay. Uh, are how? This is kind of a personal question, but how tall are you?
I am 180 centimeters.
Okay, I'm American.
Exactly.
I don't know what that means. So doing the conversion
Oh,
right now.
sorry. What did you say?
I'm American, and I don't know what that means. So you're 180
180
centimeters.
centimeters.
So you're 6 foot. Yeah, basically.
Oh, I actually don't know about that.
Yeah.
Is
No,
that just
I
an
just
American thing, or is it just or is it somewhere else as well that
no.
uses that?
In America, we measure by feet and not by the metric system. Even though the metric system is, you know, makes sense, we're American like that.
Hmm.
Uh, so you're
It's
about
it's
6 foot.
something that just yeah yes I guess that makes sense. Yes,
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
yeah. So and yeah, so 6 foot. You're a big guy going through Japan. Uh, I can see how people
Hmm.
could be weary of a foreigner
Yes,
coming through. You know,
yes,
but
they
also
definitely.
yeah, but a cultured man as yourself, you know, they kind of warm up to you. Do you have any experiences with a person in Japan that really, stays in your mind?
Sorry, I couldn't hear it. What did you say?
I was asking if you had an experience with anyone in Japan that stays in your mind, like I will remember that person forever.
Yes, there was a bar owner that was very energetic and really fun. He was called Hayami-san, and he was drinking a lot. It was so bars in Japan. I don't know if you have seen, but there's some bars that are really small. That are well, some of them are just aren't bigger than a closet, and they can only fit like 3 people.
Yeah.
Uh, and it was one of those bars that I went into, and he was great. He was really fun. He was very memorable. He had a very interesting hairstyle too. He had blue and gray hair. Uh, so he stood out, and the people there were really nice. He was really nice. Uh, he was also drinking with us, which is very common in
Heck
those
yeah. Heck yeah.
tiny bars. You get to drink with the bartender or the barkeep. It was it was great.
Heck yeah. Cool. Cool. Yeah, so I've noticed from a lot of your videos that you really talk badly or shame on Western media a lot. Uh,
Hmm.
and I want to know where that stems from. Have you just consumed Japanese and Eastern media so much that you don't really like Western media at all? It doesn't compare, or nothing's ever caught you? Like what stems from that? Like why don't you like Western media?
I don't like most Western media. Now there are of course exceptions to that. Some of my favorite live action movies and shows have come from the West. I really enjoy Twin Peaks.
No
That is
shit.
one of my favorite
No
my
shit.
favorite live action shows. Yes,
Heck yeah. That dude, that is so okay. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
yes, and I am quite a bit a fan of some of Stanley Kubrick's movies uh, because I can tell that they are very they have a vision. The people who create like David Lynch and him are they have a vision and they are very passionate. They're not swayed by the typical Hollywood mindset of making money and trying to make the next blockbuster movie or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh, and I compare that a lot. I see that a lot in in Japanese media as well. There's a lot of when it comes to creators, they just want to create stuff, and that goes into video games as well. And great there's a lot of great video game creators in Japan.
Yes.
They're making stuff because they're passionate, and that's what I respect the most in when it comes to Japan. And unfortunately I see more of the just the media, the money hungry people in the West. Of course, they
Yeah.
do exist in Japan as well, and we have
Yes.
Nintendo, for example. Uh,
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But yeah.
mm, so and I grew up uh, with Japanese media ever since I was a child. Of course, I didn't know it at the time that I was consuming Japanese media. Like I watched when I was a kid. I watched Space Adventure Cobra. I watched Sailor Moon, and I watched Fist of the North Star
Okay.
uh, when I was really young.
Were these on like cable television over there for you to watch?
Sailor Moon was on TV. Yes, I believe that Sailor Moon was one of the first. I think Sweden was one of the first to have a dub of Sailor Moon in the West.
Okay.
So we got it really early, early '90s, I believe. Or was 93 or 94 or something like that. Uh, but for me, Space Adventure Cobra and Fist of the North Star, I don't. Space Adventure Cobra and Fist of the North Star were mostly on VHS. Uh, that
Okay.
I either borrowed from friends or that I had myself. I had Space Adventure Cobra myself, but I didn't have any Fist of the North Star. I did watch other ones. There's one called Silver Fang. That's Giga Nagarbo Shigin. It's called in Japan, and it's also very was also very popular among some of the people that grew up around my age. Uh, and yes, there were a lot of in the late '80s and early '90s. There were a lot of Japanese anime that were dubbed in Swedish. So I got to experience that.
Yeah. Uh do you, so growing up in America, we didn't I don't know, we had Toonami. Like that's the main thing that exposed us to anime. Uh I
Oh,
think
is that a channel or something?
yeah, so have you ever heard of like a Cartoon Network?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have.
So like every Saturday night, like at like 9 o'clock, 8 or probably 7 o'clock on a Saturday, they would just have a block of like 3 or 4 hours of just anime, and that
Oh, I see.
yeah, yeah. So that's what exposed many people of my age. I'm 29. Many people of my age to anime.
Mm,
Uh, so we get to see shows like Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z,
mm.
uh,
Oh,
and shit like
okay.
that.
Oh,
And
the classics.
yeah, G Gundam, uh, you know,
Mm.
Bo, shouts out.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, that's what it was like for us. And then we also had how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am 36.
36. Okay, so do you have did you have video rental stores growing up?
We did. Yes, we did. Uh, that is also where I got some anime to watch actually. But yes, we did have that.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, no, like the first anime I really fell in love with or whatever, it was a movie. It's Princess Mononoke, like classic fucking Studio Ghibli.
Yes.
And that's forever my favorite movie. Uh yeah, so like
That's great.
have you ever rented an anime or like any movie from a video store that you thought was amazing and it changed your life forever?
Well, I have Vampire Hunter D is one that I remember renting, and it was actually it was the it was if I remember right, that must have been mid '90s, maybe late '90s. I don't really remember, but there was also Star Singer, was also one that I which is a '70s anime. It's probably the oldest one I saw at the time. Um,
Okay.
and there were other ones as well. Uh, of course, I also saw some Ghibli movies uh, as well. Uh, and there's well, yeah, I saw a lot, but I didn't really know at the time that they were. I knew there was something special about them, and I know that they had something in common. All these shows, but I didn't know that it was Japanese for a while. Not until I was a bit older.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I was drawn to it as at an early age, and uh, I guess it was just I guess it's just what was my inner just objective spirit that was able to see how incredible all these shows were. And of course, I connected it to JRPGs as well because a lot of JRPGs has a anime-like art style. Uh, so and I fell in love with JRPGs as well.
Yeah. So, okay. So, while we're still on the topic of anime, I think I need to
Hmm.
clear something up. I need to know, give me a rough top 3 anime that you love, and then give me what you're currently watching that you love.
Oh, okay. Uh, hmm. Well, this changes uh, from time to time, but my number one anime has, for most parts, always been Naruto,
Hell yeah. Okay.
and it
Yep, yep. I'm with you. I'm with you there. I can understand that. But go.
that's good.
Yeah.
And it's well, it has it's one of the reasons is of course that I discovered it at a perfect time in my life, and well, I discovered the manga first, uh, of course, um, and that was how I got into it, and that's how the first time I read manga, and I talk about it in one of my videos, in depth how I discovered anime and manga. Uh, but that is my number one, and it has been for a while. For now that I have to say, now that it's come back, I'm definitely gonna put either second or third. I don't know, but since it's come back recently, Bleach has been on my mind a lot
Okay.
recently.
I've never watched Bleach, but
Uh,
that's your second. You're calling that your second?
I'm gonna yes, that will be my second.
Okay.
Uh, that used to be my favorite for a while, uh, and I switched between that and Naruto back and forth. But of course, Naruto will always be special. We have a special place in
Yeah.
my heart. Uh, Bleach was really really good. was a really good manga that unfortunately ended too early. Um, um Kubo had to end it early due to Shonen Jump. No long, they could no longer afford to have it published.
Hmm.
So so he had to end it, which is unfortunate because it's a really good manga. And the anime you probably noticed have come back
Yeah,
recently.
I heard something about that. Yeah,
Yes, so I have been watching that, and it brought back some memories, and I really and I remember how much I really liked Bleach.
yeah. Well, so
Now,
so now what's number three?
number three. This now I've also been watching rewatching this recently, uh, and I was a huge fan uh, of this anime when it came out, and I realized watching it again that I still am. I am just as much of a fan as it was when it came out, and that one is Lucky Star.
Bucky Star?
Yes,
Is that the boxing one?
that no, it is a slice of life uh, anime. That is a it's a comedy slice of life anime, and it is a classic. It came out in 2007, and it's people still talk about it to this day. It's a very iconic. If you look up anything about Lucky Star, you will
Oh,
might
Lucky
probably
Star. I
recognize.
heard Baki Star. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Yeah.
it's Lucky Star. Yes,
I think
yes.
okay, I've seen memes and stuff about this, but I've never watched it. But yeah, it's slice of life
Mm. I
comedy.
yes, I really recommend. It's really funny. It is probably one of the funniest comedy animes that come out in the 2000s. And there's been a lot of good ones, but that is still one of my favorites.
Who's your favorite character off of Lucky Star?
Oh, my favorite is of course Konata Izumi. She's uh, she's always been one of my favorites in anime in general because she's very relatable and she's very funny. So yes,
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go rapid fire with you right now. I'm going to ask, or I'm gonna say anime names, titles of anime,
mm.
and I want you to tell me if it's trash or ass, and that's all you have to say to me. Uh,
Trash or what?
or ass, or
Ash.
yeah, like don't even watch terrible or great. Uh, yeah. So here we go. We're gonna start with
Hold on.
FLCL.
What but what if it trash or okay?
Oh,
Uh,
no, I probably fucked up. Okay, let's do Smash or Pass. Okay, so Smash being great
Smash
show,
or pass?
and then Pass
Okay.
Pass being don't watch it. Trash or ass.
Okay,
I
yes.
totally fucked that up. All right, all right,
Oh, okay.
all right. First show FLCL.
Smash.
Evangelion.
Smash.
Uh, Samurai Champloo.
Smash.
The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Oh, yes, smash.
Monster.
Smash.
Smash. Erased.
Smash.
Ergo Proxy.
Smash. I actually own that.
Holy shit, look at you. Ghost in the Shell.
Smash.
Look at this fucking guy. Holy shit. I can't keep up. I keep up. Fucking Trigun.
Smash.
Cowboy Bebop.
Um,
Oh.
uh, I guess, well, Smash, I would say.
You okay, you were kind of holding off on that. You want to give a reason? A quick reason for that?
Mm, it's too targeted towards Westerners. So I had a hard time uh, just connecting with it, and it is well made, and I have respect for it. But it's pretty good, I will say overall.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. All right,
but
next
it
one.
it isn't bad in any way.
Let's do the next one. My Hero Academia.
Smash,
Jujutsu Kaisen.
smash,
Demon Slayer.
smash, yes,
Mob Psycho.
smash,
Attack on Titan.
oh, smash.
JoJo's.
Oh yes, smash. I would say.
Holy shit. What don't you what anime do you not like? Okay, yeah. We Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, smash, yes. One of the greatest shonen.
Uh, okay, Dragon Ball GT.
Oh, that one is
That's a definite pass.
that one
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
mm, maybe it is not that bad, but it doesn't hold up to the rest of classic Dragon Ball, I would say.
Okay. Okay. Uh okay, let's go. Oh my gosh. This fucking guy. What wouldn't you like? Seven Samurai,
The movie or the
the anime. Have you ever seen that?
I have
Oh
it's
no,
been
it's
a long
Samurai
time,
7. Fuck.
but yes, but the original movie is amazing. So I'm going to say Smash.
Okay. Did you see Yojimbo?
Yes, that's one of my
Do,
favorite movies of all
do,
time.
do you do you think what's your favorite? Seven Samurai or Yojimbo?
Jojimbo is my favorite, but
Dude, same
but they
here.
I
Same
yes,
here. That is like I loved Seven Samurai. I and the cinematography and everything, and of course
yeah.
having the same director for both of them. But like, Yojimbo's so great. Like, yeah, I'm
They're both amazing, but for my favorite, yes, Jojimbo is one of my favorites.
yeah. Okay, all right. Top three like West or movies right now. Let's go. Like actual acting movies without anime.
Western movies.
Doesn't matter. Just film in general that aren't cartoons.
Well, I would say um, Twin Peaks, like we said.
Wait,
Twin
wait, wait,
Peaks.
wait. That's not a movie. That's a show.
Yes. Oh, you. I thought you said live action in general.
No, no, just
Okay.
live action movies.
Western movies. Well, uh, Clockwork Orange.
Okay.
I like. That's an interesting movie.
Yes.
The Shining is definitely one of those that I thought was really scary too as a child. Uh, and I enjoy to this day. Um, for a third one, Now I wanted to choose something different, but that is hard.
It's really hard to make lists like that, and I'm putting you on the spot right now. But yeah, just
Hmm,
choose any third film. You know, people change.
hmm. I just have to think of a movie that I like that is from the from the West. It's definitely gonna be one of. Actually, I have written down movies that I like. Uh, it's. Let's see here. Oh, oh yes. A, a, a Space Odyssey, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Really? So you're just a Kubrick boy,
Yes, that
basically.
one. Oh yes, he made all of those, did he?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
right. Yes, but yes, that's one I also enjoy. It's and it's also they're all classics too.
Okay. All right. I feel you. Well, now we've talked so much about movies and anime. I want to switch to video games at this point. Uh you
Hmm.
uh you have a lot of
Yes.
hate towards Nintendo. And I feel that it is somewhat justified, yet not really at the same time. Uh So I want you to describe to me really quick, like why you hate Nintendo so much. Like what really irks you about Nintendo?
Well, I think we have to mention their connection to the underworld and criminal activities first, as that is the reason why the company started to begin with. Is its connection to the yakuza, and which is out there in the open, and people don't. A lot of people don't recognize it. Uh, there is that, which makes you very skeptical of this shady company. But
Okay.
they've made video games, and they've also been. First of all, I had my personal issues with them because they were restricting my videos back when I started making stuff
Why were they
on the
restricting
on the internet.
your videos? Was it because you knew the truth
Co-
all along, or
of course it says under copyright, but it's very obvious because there's so many people uploading Nintendo videos that don't get their videos taken down or removed from different countries. But for me, apparently, yes, they started attacking my channel, and that started happening in 2016. Is when that really started to happen, and there's also a lot of issues with them with how they. I don't know if you remember. It was more known. It has surfaced in the last I would say 10 or 15 years or so that they were very harsh, and they were doing some really bad practices when it comes to video games and the video game developers who made games, because back in the day, this was before Sega actually was going against Nintendo. They forced video game developers that if they were forced to write a contract with them that they were forced to only make games for Nintendo under a certain period of time if they wanted to release games for their system. And at the time, video game developers didn't have a choice. They were forced to to release games for Nintendo, and they didn't. And they had to make games only for Nintendo for a while. That's why not until the early 90s where companies like Capcom and Konami got to release their games on the Sega Mega Drive. It took a while because they were forced. They couldn't make
were
games for
were they
anything
forced?
but Nintendo.
Were they forced because they were making games in Japan and they were like, yeah, you if you're making a game, you gotta fucking some guy in a suit shows up, Kiryu shows up and just goes like, "Hey, you're making a
Nick.
game. It has to be for the system." Is that how it went down?
They pretty much, yes. They obviously, with their connection to the Yakuza, it is a very shady thing that we don't know the truth of, really. Uh, but the fact that developers had this, I believe, for 5 years they had to make games for Nintendo if they wanted to release any video games around that time. The only option they had was Nintendo, because Nintendo was the only one in the mid '80s that really were selling games. That was the only way to make it as a video game developer, and they had to sign this awful contract to do it. Now,
Okay.
unfortunately,
Okay.
that is something that didn't surface until, well, way later.
Yeah.
So they probably couldn't even talk about it, that they had this kind of contract.
Okay. So Yakuza aside, let's get that out of the way.
Mm.
What like why is that really the only reason why you hate Nintendo? Like you put so much hate out there for Nintendo. It makes me seem
Oh
or makes me
no,
look like you don't like their games at all. Cause I
oh
got some
yeah, I don't,
arguments.
because their games are awfully made as well. Uh, Not only are they made to they're just badly designed games, and were only mostly made because uh, because their creators want to not only make money, uh, but also to force people and manipulate them into thinking that Nintendo is the only place where you should play games.
Well, that I
They
mean
were actively
that's the goal of every video game company right now of the big three.
yes,
But
yes it is, but this is mostly a lot of stuff that happened in the past. Although a lot of people, what their current practices is a lot out of the big three now. Nintendo is arguably the worst one. They have no respect for their fans. They don't care. They don't care at all for the people that bought their games or anything. And a lot of people are starting to notice that as well. And that it's just a it's interesting because I've been talking about this for years, and it is finally people are noticing how awful Nintendo are with their with their fans and everything.
yeah, no, I
And it's not something you've seen from Sega. Sega has never done something like that. And when there's also stuff with a lot of Japanese developers that they don't do shady things like Nintendo to take down projects that fans are doing
hmm
and stuff like that. That is it's very petty.
yes, yeah,
It is very weird.
no, I would just venture to say that Nintendo has made a lot of great products, and most
Mm.
recent being, and a lot of people can back me up on this, but Breath of the Wild is probably out of the 2010s games, like top three. Like, have you played Breath of the Wild? Have you had a Switch?
Yeah, yes, it's an awful game. I played it and I reviewed it, and it was just so boring. I was bored throughout most of the time I spent with it. Uh, Nothing really happens in it, and the combat is was boring as well. Uh, they had some weird system. I remember that weapons broke and stuff when you played it.
Yeah,
I played it for a few hours. Uh, Part of it also is because I wanted to talk about it because
yeah.
people were praising it a lot, so I wanted to check it out and see. And I no I had I it was really boring. It was really empty, soulless, and just just boring.
See, that's crazy
I
for
would say.
me to hear from you as a person who loves JRPGs and turn-based combat because that's the most boring shit to me. Sorry. Like I grew up playing
Well,
Pokemon, but
it's not. It's great. JRPGs are some of the best games around. Those character action games and I would say tactics games are are the are the best on the market. And well, I guess platform games are also good. Uh, of course, Sonic, but JRPGs are definitely
wait. So
number one.
so you're telling me platform games are good right now, right?
Yes,
And
yes, Sonic,
Sonic, but you don't
and
like Mario?
no, Mario's awful. I have tried playing those games, especially in the 90s. I tried playing them because I know a lot of people who own Nintendo systems, and it was always so boring. And at the time, I thought that, well, maybe it's because I played a lot of Sonic that is a lot better. And I just compare it, and it was an unfair comparison. But playing Mario games later on in my life, I realized that these games are really boring. And they don't play well either. I played the Nintendo 64 one
Hmm.
as well very recently, and it's just been praised. And but the controls are so all awkward and weird,
Okay,
and there's bad camera and moving around just feels weird. And I was very confused why people were praising it so much.
okay. I'm gonna get into a slight argument here. But let me preface this. My first favorite video game ever was Sonic Adventure. That was my
Yes.
first favorite video game. Going back and playing that now, that game controls like shit. It feels like ass. I fucking I love it and I hate it at the same time. You go back to any Mario
Well,
game, you go back to any Mario game, it controls perfectly. Like it does what it's trying to do. I I
hmm.
I don't understand your opinion or argument.
Well,
So
like
yeah.
I can tell that you have consumed a lot of Nintendo products. Then I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I've consumed
Makes
everything.
sense. How
I'm
you
well rounded.
well? Uh, First of all, well about Sonic Adventure, I guess that's your opinion. It's objectively a good game, but it's compared to Mario 64, it is a you can't it's impossible to compare the two. Sonic Adventure 1 is just such it's just a more well-made game. Most of the levels in Mario 64 are bland, and there's just a bunch of holes you fall down, and
Okay.
it's just a very messy game. Uh, and of course, the controls in Sonic Adventure are a bit outdated, but they still work really well. And once you get used to the controls, it feels really good to control Sonic in that game.
Okay.
And of course, Sonic Adventure 2 improves on it even more.
Do you
Of course,
do you remember that? Did
uh,
you ever get commercials for Sonic Adventure 2? Were they like in on your cable?
no, no, they never they showed some footage when they had like montages of Dreamcast games, but they Sonic Adventure 2 had never had its own commercial here, I don't think.
This is I'll share my screen really quick, and then
Okay.
you can. So I used to watch a lot of wrestling as a kid, and this is what they showed uh
Let's see.
for Sonic Adventure 2.
How do you watch stream? Is that it?
Yeah,
Watch. Oh, there we go. Okay.
yeah. This is the commercial that they showed for Sonic Adventure 2.
Subject A, good hedgehog. Subject B,
What is this?
evil hedgehog. Introducing Shadow from Sonic Adventure 2. Now you can choose to be Sonic, the good hedgehog, and try to save the world. Or Shadow, the evil hedgehog, and conquer it. What kind of hedgehog are you? Rated E for everyone, only on...
Yeah, that that's
That,
American
that
media
was
for you.
very strange.
That was very what?
Wow. That
Yeah,
was very strange.
yeah, they
That was weird.
yeah, that's
Hmm.
American shit for you right there. That was I never heard
Hmm.
that was before I was too young to like even like think about like when are they coming out with new games or whatever, you know. But I remember
Hmm.
watching wrestling one night and then they showed that commercial and I was like, Sonic Adventure 2? Dad, like
Hmm.
fucking get that for me for the Dreamcast. Let's go, you know. But yeah.
Yes. Yes. It was probably, but they did show gameplay in it, uh,
Yeah.
and it looks very exciting as well
Yeah.
in the game. Hmm. Yes. It was very strange though. That's hmm.
Yeah. No, that's American media for you back in the early aughts, late 90s. But yeah, fucking
Hmm.
so I think we're done here. I really appreciate you coming
Yes.
around. Uh
Yes.
and yeah, did you have a good New Year? What'd you do for New Year's?
For New Year, I went and saw most of my family.
Okay.
Uh, a lot of New Year's celebrations, especially when you're my age, is usually together with a lot of family members.
Yeah.
I got to see some distant family that I haven't seen in a while. Uh,
Good.
so that was that was good.
Great. Awesome.
It was a great time. And yes, I guess that was it. We had some good food and some good drinks, and I got to share some of my knowledge with some of my younger relatives who were interested, uh, because since I have a lot of knowledge about Japanese culture and stuff, and they are also getting into stuff like anime, manga, and Japanese culture. They're in that age right now. Teenagers right now are getting very exposed to Japanese culture.
Yeah, no,
So
ever since COVID, it's had a big boom, basically.
yes, which is
Hmm.
very interesting. Uh, and I'm glad a lot of people are getting to enjoy good media. Uh, and I had a lot of I've had a lot of people as well in the last year or so that has messaged me and say how much they learned about Japanese culture through watching me, which just hasn't happened a lot in the earlier days. Mostly was just the YouTube comments. Uh, so that's also been a surprise and a very pleasant surprise. Uh, but yes, New Year's is over. I had a great time, and now I'm moving on to 2023, which uh, will be that I can say it right now will be the year of Sefsama. I am uh, I
Oh,
am working on a lot of videos right now
okay,
that will be released this year.
okay.
Yes,
All right, you're calling
and
it
I have
out.
a lot of
Are
ideas.
you trying to get? What's your subscriber goal? What are you trying to get?
Well, uh, for this year, if I can, it was supposed to be last year's goal, but because of a lot of things that happened, I couldn't really make it. But for this year, I'm I'm setting my goal for the end of this year. I would have grown to 1 million subscribers.
For this year, you want to hit 1 million.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I hope I can help you reach that, even though I have no subscribers. Uh, but I will put
Oh.
this out for people to see, friends of mine to see and
Well,
listen to.
arigato. Yes, that is very helpful. That definitely
Yeah,
gonna help in some way.
yeah. No, I just started doing this for fun, and
Mm.
if I get a following, great. If not, whatever. But
Yes.
I see you put a lot of effort into your videos. You're a one of a kind
Mm.
character of your own, and I mean that sincerely.
Mm.
And yeah,
Oh, thank you.
I I hope you hit 1 million subscribers this year. I hope you get to move to
Mm.
Japan and get a waifu of your own. And yeah,
Oh, yes.
I thank you for stopping by and having a quick chat. And yeah,
Yes.
so
Well, arigato for that.
no problem. Also, okay, real quick question, 30 seconds. What's your favorite food out of
Yes.
Sweden? Out of Sweden.
Yes. Out of Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden food. What is your favorite Sweden food?
Well, what? My absolute favorite, my one favorite. Um, that would be falukorv, which is a sausage.
Hell yeah. Everyone loves sausage. You can't deny it.
Yes.
How
Yes,
how how do
it's
you
really
pronounce
good.
that again? Say it slowly.
Falukorv.
Okay, that sounds
Yes.
good. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna go to the store and get me some sausage. Thank you for coming by, Seth Sama. Everyone follow him, sephirothsword57 on YouTube and on Twitter. Am I correct? On Twitter?
Yes. Uh, yes.
Uh,
That is correct. Arigato for having me.
no problem. Thank you for coming by. You have a good night or a good day wherever you're at. Take it easy, my guy.
Arigato. Moshi mosh.
Holy